Happy Halloween, everyone. You know that tired old idiom, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, take that literally. That's what happened to me with Q Hayashida's Dai Dark. Based solely on the appearance of the front manga, I was expecting something sinister, something dark, a la Berserk. Now, if only I had opened to that first page, yeah, that's a clear indication of what to expect with this one. Dreary, gloomy on the outside, but lighthearted and rather cheerful on the inside. I mean that both in terms of story, but the characters themselves. Of course, I know of Dorohedoro. I suppose if I was more familiar with the name Q Hayashida, I would have known what to expect. Now, that isn't to say I didn't enjoy the first two volumes of Dai Dark, with the third coming in December, but in comparison to the world scene in Dorohedoro, Dai Dark leaves me with wanting more. H.R. Giger and Ridley Scott environments of loathsome outer space. Basically, Alien, yeah, but combine that with the wackiness of a trauma movie. Lots of gore, lots of death, burning flesh, but with a lighthearted quirkiness injected that I chuckled more so than felt horrified, as if I was reading scenes from The Eclipse. I suppose that's what Q Hayashida excels at, blending the darkness associated with a lot of horrific manga with her signature of heavy textures, layered environments, but with charm, challenging the archaic belief that such manga are created by men, for men. Reading through Dai Dark, it's apparent Q doesn't hide her influence, especially video games. Explains why the arms dealer in this story is reminiscent of the merchant found in Resident Evil 4. Actually, she has stated how much she loves Dynasty Warriors, or really any Warriors game in general, stating that they're a great stress reliever. And I agree, I love those Warrior games too. Also, I learned she worked on a manga expanding the Manga X game universe. Talk about obscure and underrated. Manga X on Dreamcast is a great game. Now, the story of Dai Dark is convoluted. Sanko and his partner, Skeleton Backpack, there's an interesting premise going on here. Sanko's bones apparently grant a wielder any wish they desire, so all sorts of space freaks come out to get his bones. The backstory snippets I did find kind of boring, but the present day moments of them and bonding together, also battling through hordes of enemies, just like Dynasty Warriors, is entertaining. Their travels through the emptiness of space feels a bit dull, but with these characters, it adds life to these pages. They're a bunch of bumbling idiots, really. But at the end of the two volumes, I felt like I didn't really get a grasp on anything, that the story didn't progress a whole lot. Like, there's a whole lot of nothing going on, despite a whole lot of something going on with the art. Everything is dripping and goopy. All these scenes look like they would just reek of death, but it takes a particular talent to make me be able to smell these scenes. Now, I do like the character designs. They are remarkably unique. Most of them should be nightmare fuel, but the lighthearted and comedic tone of the manga just doesn't make any of them actually scary. I was also thinking, after playing through No More Heroes 3 and admiring how original and unique those alien designs are, created by the offbeat Masanori Ushiki, reminded me a lot of these alien creature designs, but rather than colorful and trippy, we get grisly and gruesome, but totally unique. The manga themselves also have a nice little features like crossword puzzles, lots of draft designs, and bios. The four little shits. That's great stuff here. This isn't Eroguro and it's barely horror, so I'm not sure I can really recommend it to anyone, as the story is nonsense. The dreary settings and violence may appeal to some, but I feel like this is one that needs a bit more fleshing out with more volumes before totally diving in, as it didn't really leave me wanting more, but I'll stick with it as I do find the characters interesting.